Hey everyone, got a bit of a different project this time. This is Orc number 4 from Dragonlock, and it is a 3D printed figure. If I get in here and let it zoom in close, see if it'll zoom in that close. Zoomed in on my hand, let's just pull that back. You can see a lot of the layers. My printer is a Dremel, the old style. They came out with the new one, and it only goes down to 100 micron, 0.1 millimeters. That's pretty thin, but you know, it's still very layered. So I already started one that I'm trying to print up, and here's what it looks like. Not print up, paint up. And on the software I used, it had two different options. One was for optimized rotation, the other one was for supports. So I printed that one out, and this is the one that came out with supports. And a little hard to see them side by side, but well, you know, looking now, I was going to say the one we're going to paint here on the video came out a lot better, but I think that's just relative. The one on the right was hit with gray primer. I'm just trying to zoom in a little bit. A really heavy automotive filler, and so it filled in quite a bit of the lines. So I'm kind of confident we can get this painted up. You know, I think I want to say it was like less than 50 cents worth of plastic to print these out. So good mooks, not good display cabinet things. And here's the same one, but I only did a light dusting of automotive primer on here, and it's a filling primer, so it didn't get too deep. But there was also that second version, and it rotated him snout down, and he came out a mess. But you can see I'm painting him anyway. Someone came up on the Reaper forums. Let me just look up right quick. Not their name, I won't embarrass them like that, but Son of Kyuss, K-Y-U-S-S. It's a D&D figure or fantasy game, and basically he's infested with worms. And so that's what we're going to do with this one rather than just throw him away. You know, I've got little strings all over because it, you know, printed, this was the base, and it printed up like that. And so everything here was unsupported, and it just is garbage, you know, compared to the other one. But I'm not going to paint this one on camera, and I'm not really going to paint much on camera anyway, but he's going to get all these pink worms, and so we are going to paint this one. I have my palette over here, and this is going to be a very simple tabletop painting. We're not going to get too detailed. I'm going to try to hide the layers somehow. I've got some ideas on how to do that, such as, let's see if we can keep this in focus. Need to figure out how to get this closer down, but I'm thinking some stripes on the skin, you know, almost like a tiger stripe almost. I'm thinking very ornate armor, maybe, that's not, you know, done, you know, display cabinet style, but just kind of a baffle them with BS type of painting job. And things like that. But I am going to continue painting this one off camera. I'm not going to make this a full brush by stroke painting video. There's no need for that. This is really almost something that would need to be speed painted rather than delicately done. And I'm going to run into a lot of challenges here, so there's no reason to have everyone watch all the issues I'm having. I will be more than happy to discuss the issues once I get back from on the camera. That's basically it, and actually I probably shouldn't even be painting it this close. Let's move it as far away as possible so no one has to actually see just how ugly a figure this is. And I don't know. Honestly, I did not do any prep work on this guy. So there's lots of strings. Trying to sand and file down these layers would be a pointless task. I do have another 3D printer on order, Kickstarter, an Olo resin printer that uses your standard issue smartphone. And I have plenty of old phones sitting around that I may just hook up and run with them. But we'll see how that goes. And it's not going to show up until September, or it's a Kickstarter, so it may be actually much later than that. We'll just have to wait and see. But we will carry on and see what we can do with a 3D printed figure. Try to get it at least to a tabletop, army standard maybe, and just see how well we can get that done. So what we have, I'm just kind of showing the intermediate stage here. It's zoomed in really well. This is what it looks like with a full set of base coats put on it. I'm just showing the intermediate step here. And I just kind of picked whatever colors I felt were appropriate. And so we will now start going through and trying to paint in definition that isn't actually there. One of the things I know I want to do is on this wooden shield, get something to point with. I want to put in a lot of stripes vertically to kind of simulate the different paneled woods. I may try to do some wood grain here on the axe head, but I'm not sure. I'm going to rust up, not the axe head, the axe handle. I will rust up the axe head. I'm thinking I may try to put some sort of pattern on the fabrics. Not quite sure what. And I may do the same to the helmet. Maybe lots of studded dots, that sort of thing. And then for the skin tones, I'm just going to go really stark, high contrast, and try to get some definition into there. So, with that said, I will paint that up and we'll see what that looks like in a bit. Okay, so nearly done with him. And I've got some paint drying on the base there, if it would focus on it. But it's refusing to focus as normal. But got kind of a mottled pattern on his jacket. And I decided not to do anything on the helmet because it just didn't look right. I think it just distract from things. Got the coloring on the brown shield, lots of highlighting on his face, and I think that's making a decent tabletop. I decided I'm going to put some flocking on the base and kind of finish it. So that'll be the next step, and we'll see how that looks. And the wee beastie is finished. And it will focus yet again. Bane of my life, I tell you. Come on, there we go. And so, the flock did do a little bit. But if it would focus on it far away, it's not a bad looking figure from far away, which is kind of what we were shooting for. Tabletop. Now I've been doing two more, but this one's the melted one kind of thing. Hey, hello. Thank you. There we go. So I am going to, as a finishing touch on this one, paint all those little strings as worms. That's going to be fun. But I'm not going to do that on this video. He's going to be a worm orc or something like that. But did a total of 3 of them. And slightly different on each one, but for as much as it cost me to come out of a 3D printer, I'm happy with it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll dance with the orcs. See you later. Bye.